Let's continue on the action, moving into the All Juniors final. Lucas Ellingham and Marcus Littlewood on the front of the grid from Scott Goldsby and JJ Russell. And then we have a little bit of a gap back to Max Davies and Kieran Pepper, who are going to be in the Junior Rock category. There they are. They're going to filter in and race on their own separate battle. And then we have the all-comers juniors battle, of course, and it's going to be the first past the post in each of the classes that will get the cup. Here we go. Away goes the leaders into the first corner. Not the best of starts from Littlewood. He's dropped back to third position already as he tucks in behind Scott Goldsby and Lucas Ellingham. So Ellingham has got the early lead, and away go the Junior Rock pair. That's going to be a good battle between Davies and Pepper. But out in front, it is this man trying to get back up the order. Scott Goldsby on the inside to take second place. Goes Marcus Littlewood. Littlewood into second position then, charging after Lucas Ellingham. Really good battle in the early stages. So Ellingham and Littlewood, that is the massive gap that we see between those two. I say massive because over the course of the weekend, they have been absolutely bolted to each other's gearboxes over the course of this weekend. That's the daylight gap that we have not seen this weekend between them so far. And now it is going to be Ellingham versus Littlewood if Littlewood can get back on the toe. But he's got Scott Goldsby to try and shake off. And there is the 84 in there as well of JJ Russell trying to stay with them.
Actually 64 on the car, 84 on the timesheets. But here comes the Junior Rock battle. Kieran Pepper much closer than Davies than he has been throughout the heats earlier on. And Scott Goldsby here as well, running in third in the Junior X30 category. They are the Junior X30 karts. And Goldsby has got progressively quicker because this is as close as he's been. That's a battle for the leading Junior Rock, just coming underneath the drone through the right-hander at St John's, left-hander at Sunny Bend. This is the biggest gap, as it said in the graphic, that we've seen all weekend. Can Littlewood close the gap? I tell you what that would do. If the Ferrari watch was to the fastest lap, it might help him. So we have a look at Max Davies there leading the Junior Rock still. That is JJ Russell in the Mini X30 battle. He is getting closer, Marcus Littlewood, but it's worth saying, Jake, that the Ferrari watch goes to the driver that actually wins the race. So you win the race, you get the trophy plus the watch. It's not to the fastest lap in this particular class, and that's all down to sponsorship and the way that's worked out.
So obviously the onus on Marcus Littlewood to close up on Lucas Ellingham. The dial is going to be turned right up. He's going to charge forward in, I hate to say it because you never want to show bias as a commentator in motor racing, but I'm going to be biased on this one. It is my favourite racing livery of any livery in world karting. I adore the Spirit of Senna livery in those karts, and of course it is both Marcus Littlewood and JJ Russell who are carrying them. There's Max Davies, of course, who was the winner at Super 1 in Junior TKM just last week. So he's obviously keeping things going in the Junior Rock category as well. And Max Davies is one of the championship contenders there. But this is fantastic. Look at Littlewood chipping away at Lucas Ellingham in the Jack Dex racing machine, being caught by the Spirit of Senna man, Marcus Littlewood. Goldsby still there for JDR in third position. But that kart of Marcus Littlewood's, it looks amazing. You see that blue spot on the front fairing. If you look at that very closely, you'll actually notice that's no ordinary blue spot. That is actually a portrait of Ayrton Senna himself. You can just see it there as he goes through. It's an amazing colour scheme. I absolutely adore it. And it's one of those moments when you see the shivers go down the spine of Senna fans. It just looks glorious. And I hear that the Senna family themselves absolutely love it. I believe they have endorsed it. And it's a great little tribute for the very much beloved Formula One legend who passed away 26 years ago and raced here, of course, back in his early days in karting in the mid-70s. So Ayrton Senna raced at this very circuit, so it's nice that, you know, 2.5 decades on, the Senna name is still here at Rowrah. But look how much time Littlewood has closed up on your race leader, Lucas Ellingham. This is going to be a very tight battle now. We said that there was a huge gap between them at the start, and that's the furthest away from each other they've been all weekend. This is the kind of battle we have been seeing from them in every race prior to this.
Yeah, and you might think, well, this is a small grid, so it's easy to win. Or a little bit of contact as Littlewood just runs into the back of the kart in front. The man leading, Lucas Ellingham, and goes up the inside now. So Ellingham loses the lead, Littlewood gets it. You might think, well, this is just a two-driver battle, but believe me, guys, when I say these two are top quality in any grid. 34 on the grid, these two would be at the leading edge. And here comes Ellingham to get the lead back and gets it back through Paddock Bend. Fantastic racing.
Yeah, I seem to recall people saying, well, there's only a two-kart race. In 1998, Lewis Hamilton would be locking horns with only Fraser Sheeder most of the time. And I don't recall anybody complaining then. It was magnificent racing between them, and it's exactly the same sort of story here. Lucas Ellingham versus Marcus Littlewood. They've already swapped the lead twice, and I think they're going to do it again many times before this race is out. We've got 4 minutes 45 plus the additional lap on the clock. Marcus Littlewood and Lucas Ellingham both want that prize and that watch.
I feel like bursting into song, Jake, because in this one, the winner takes it all. If you win either of these two, it's not the fastest lap gets a watch in this particular category. You've got to win the race, you win the trophy, the Champions Trophy, and you get the watch. So these two know they've got to finish in front of the other one to take all the prizes home. Winner takes it all, Jake. Sing it with me, Jake, sing it with me.
Well, no, I'm a Queen man myself. We'll just stick with that, shall we? Anyway, back in the braking zone. Look at how much pace Littlewood is able to get as he blends back off the power. Down towards the stewardesses once again. Littlewood trying to find a move on the inside line through the S's. Back up towards St John's. Littlewood, plenty of pace, lots of power through that corner. That's a much faster right-hander than anybody gives it credit. And then you power through this final turn. Look how much speed you carry. It's a really fast final corner, this. That's why the drivers love this circuit. You've got to remember that the faster corners breed G-force. They push you into the limit of what you can do. They push you and stretch you through your comfort zone. Now Scott Goldsby going through. Back at the battle for Junior Rock. That's Max Davies in front of, well, JJ Russell on the road, but further back is Kieran Pepper. There he is, Kieran Pepper still pushing on. Look how much slide you get through that first corner. The physicality of the driving on this circuit is so magic to watch. The kart drivers just push it, it's almost complete four-wheel drift at various points on the course. I've been watching races at Rowrah for the last 22 years, and they are never dull. Rowrah is such an amazing circuit for physicality in the drivers. You push yourself to your absolute limits. There are some circuits where you can rely upon being smooth and getting a fast rhythm. You can be delicate, you can work on the setup. Here at Cumbria, you really are pushed to the absolute limits, and it's wonderful to watch. Now there is JJ Russell being caught by Kieran Pepper, and on the inside goes Littlewood. Littlewood's got the move there, and there's not a lot Ellingham can do in retaliation, as further back Kieran Pepper slices up the inside of JJ Russell, and Ellingham is going to make the move on Littlewood. Nicely done, that's millimetre perfect as he dives for the inside of the braking zone. Ellingham retakes the lead. Littlewood's still got plenty up his pocket. He's going to be pushing very hard indeed as he wants to get the move again. Ellingham actually nervous now from Littlewood. He knows how tough he's going to be, checks over his right shoulder. Is he still there? Of course he is.
2 minutes on the clock, and Ellingham clearly thinks this is the time to have track position. This is no time for dropping back into second place. He responded immediately when he had to. He did that last time. He's done it again. So Littlewood has had the lead twice after tracking down the race leader. That is Max Davis leading the Junior Rock. That's Kieran Pepper, who's also closer to Davis in this one than he's been in earlier heats. So he's improved as well over the weekend. But Ellingham here with just a minute and a half on the clock knows he wants track position to dominate the man behind him, Marcus Littlewood. He can't afford for Littlewood to get the lead now because there's little time left for him to respond. If Littlewood bags the lead now, Littlewood will go defensive. That's what I would predict. But can he get the lead?
Yeah, this is all about racecraft. You've got to consider the fact that Marcus Littlewood is actually the faster of the two. 47.45 from Littlewood, a 47.57 from Ellingham. Both men pushing it absolutely to the edge, the ragged edge of what these karts can do. Jack Dex Racing versus Spirit of Senna. Lucas Ellingham versus Marcus Littlewood. A brilliant battle in the junior race. And down towards the hairpin once again, which leads into the stewardesses. Through the left, through the right. Plenty of power as you drop down through the left flick. into the right-hander. So much speed through here. Most drivers don't even brake, they just lift through there. You do need to brake a little, but carry lots of power through the exit and then into the final hairpin, keeping plenty of speed as the back end kicks out to the curb. 2 laps to go by that mathematics, 21 seconds on the clock as they came over the line. You're not going to get a full lap in that time. So this is the penultimate lap, and Ellingham's going wide, looking defensive, hugging the inside line. He's not going to let Littlewood go through. Littlewood has to take to the runoff area, as out in front, further back, Kieran Pepper trying to close up on Max Davies for the battle for Junior Rock. In front of them on the road, I should point out, because these guys are the drivers up front. Ellingham still holding that inside line. Littlewood pushing again. He knows he's there. Ellingham checks over his right shoulder, hugs the inside line. He's married to the inside apex as Littlewood again charges, trying to come around the outside and get the switch back. This is a brilliant race between these two. Look, Littlewood's going to try drive right round the outside. Ellingham blends off the power beautifully and stops that attack. Last lap, they've got to keep this going. Littlewood right in behind Ellingham, over the curbs, up towards McRae's. Fastest lap of the race from Littlewood, a few laps ago. In through the hairpin. Down the short straight, Ellingham desperately trying to figure out which way he's going. He's onto the left-hand side, he hugs the inside. You've got to keep that power on. Oh, they're going to be side by side and Littlewood's on the grass. They are going to be in a drag race down to the hairpin now. And in the inside, Ellingham keeps the position. How close was that between the two of them? They almost clattered into each other. Littlewood now trying to come back on the undercut. Oh, and they've actually had a bit of contact twice again. Oh, this is going to be close between them. They bang wheels one more time. I've never seen a showdown like this one. Brilliant. Littlewood is going to try and storm out of the final turn, get the corner. Ellingham cuts across, wins it. Oh my word. That's one of the best final laps I've ever seen in British karting. Absolutely sensational. Goldsby comes home in third. Max Davies will cross the line to win in Junior Rock. And then it will be Kieran Pepper in front of that man, JJ Russell, who will win in Mini. Absolutely fantastic racing though. Ellingham versus Littlewood. That battle is going to be talked about for weeks, because that is a precursor to what they can do at Nationals. There's your confirmation. Ellingham, Russell and Davies your winners, but it's all about Ellingham versus Littlewood. Can we have more like that, please?